Hello everybody, this is Mahmoud from Aeon and Crystal, and today I'm at the beautiful sales center of Dubai Hills Estate, and right now I'm in front of the master plan of the Oasis. Now this is a massive master plan. This is around 100 million square meters, just a bit below than the Dubai Hills Estate master plan, which is around 115 million square foot. And right over here we can see that they have the Palmyra cluster right over here, and they basically launched this in a three segment way. All of the border villas right over here, you can see there were all Palmyra, and then in the middle they had the Mirage villas, which were basically 6 bedroom villas right in front of swimmable lagoons. So as you guys can see, it's a massive master plan right over here. And then they basically launched the branded address villas right over here, and then after that they launched the palace villas right over here. And in terms of connectivity, we can see that right over there we have the Emirates Road, and on that other side we have the Elias Street as well, and this is the Al Fair Road. So you have amazing connectivity, all the hotspots of Dubai, and right next to this community we have the Damac Lagoons community, and in front of it we have Damac Riverside, Grand Polo. So we have amazing connectivity, and this whole area is basically filled with a lot of communities. Now right over here we have beautiful cluster coming up, and this is going to have 4, 5 and 6 5 bedroom with basement and without basement, and 6 bedrooms with basement as well. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get in the office in front of the computer, and I'm going to do a full analysis, and I'm going to tell you all the details about this beautiful master plan community of Emaar, and I'll also be doing an investment analysis. We're going to go through all the amenities and what the data is looking like. I am at the Oasis plot right now, and there are two reasons for me to be over here. First of all, you guys can see the beautiful Palmyra villas which are coming right over here. And you can see that they're pretty much built around 60 to 70% already. And number two is that you can see the elevation of this whole Oasis plot. This is the point which I mentioned in the master plan as well. There's going to be lagoons with the elevation going up and down, and the water will be flowing just the same way. And right over here, if you span the camera over there, we have the Jumeirah Gulf Estates community, and you can see the elevation is much, much below the ground. And if we span to the Oasis plot, it's much, much higher. So this is a key point that I wanted to share. And this is pretty much throughout the whole Oasis community. Right now, I'm in the Hamdan Street. At that side is basically the Elias Street, and at that side we have Al Fair Street, and right at the opposite side we have the Emirates Road. So I am back at the office for the Oasis presentation, and I have prepared an amazing analysis for you guys for going over the comparative analysis, the renders, the floor plans, and what sort of returns you guys can expect from the Oasis. So right over here we have the location of the Oasis. It's located right over here at the Emirates Road, and we have to understand that in terms of the villa communities, this is one of the last villa communities which is coming at such a luxury level. So all of the plots surrounding the Oasis are pretty much taken up. The only plots which are remaining is basically this, which is going to be a fantastic plot. Right over here there is some availability of plots as well, but as of now, this location, this area where the Oasis is going to be coming, is one of the most fantastic locations, and you have amazing connectivity. You have Emirates Road at one side, Al Fair Road at one side, with fantastic highways right in front of you. Now these are some renders of the community itself, and you can see how the density looks like. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of space between the villas themselves, and this whole community is only going to be having 3,100 villas all in all, and this is a community size of 100 million square foot, right? And the only other community which has a comparable size is the Dubai Hills Estate, which is around 118 million square foot, but it is a lot more dense than this community, and we're gonna see the numbers, what they are looking like. Now right over here we have the beautiful render of it, and you can see there's a lot of water going throughout the community. There's a lot of greenery and landscaping done by Emaar, And as we know, like we've seen communities like the Greens or the Springs in Emirates Living, which was launched in 2002. And if you go there today, all the amenities and the landscaping, it looks absolutely brand new. Right over here, we have another render. You can see the beautiful artificial beach that they have created. And this community is going to basically have an elevation throughout the community. So some villas are going to be at top of the other villas and some villas are going to be at the bottom. This is basically going to create a fantastic flow of the water. So as the water is going to come down, it's going to come pump right back up at the top, and you're gonna have beautiful water. And as we know that if there is basically stagnant water, and as we know if there is stagnant water, it becomes dirty. But in this case, Emaar has played it very properly, and they have done a fantastic design to the whole community. So the water is going to be flowing constantly, and this is going to be a swimmable water lagoon community. So you can have all these swimmable areas throughout the whole community, artificial beaches, and amazing landscape with absolutely clear sky blue water. Right over here, we have another render. You guys can see the amazing greenery that they have and the beautiful waters that you have, and you can just have go outside and have an amazing time with your family as well. Now this is basically a bird's eye view on the whole community, and you guys can see that this is basically where the water is flowing down right over here. And you're going to see this throughout the community, that this whole community itself is basically made in elevations. And even when I was at the plot, I showed you guys how high it was compared to Jumeirah Golf Estates or Talal Al Ghaf, which was right in front of it. Now these are basically some details of the master plan itself. We have 45.2% residential area. That's not even half of the community with residential units. And 26.8 is just infrastructure and utilities, 25% is parks and open spaces, and 3% is public facilities, including the religious facilities. They're gonna have multiple mosques over there. Now, right over here, we have the beautiful master plan of the Oasis community. Now, it is a bit low resolution, but we're gonna have to see with it nonetheless. So right over here, this was basically the Palmyra launch. This was Palmyra 1, this was Palmyra 2, and this whole area was basically the Palmyra 3. And this was the Mirage cluster that they launched, and then these were basically the Latvia villas. And right over here, this area was basically for the address. And this half was for the palace. This half was for the palace branded villas, and right over here is basically where the new expected launch is to come. We are not still sure about the villa itself, but you can see that it's a massive community, 100 million square foot, and this has multiple entries. You can see there's one right over here, one right over here, and you're gonna have away from over here, and we are going to have away from here as well. So there are multiple entries to the whole community. This is going to give you easy access to any cluster that you personally are living in. So this is very well designed in terms of Emaar's design. You can see there's going to be a school in there as well. There's going to be multiple community retail and community centers. And at the beginning of the video, we were standing around over here. And this is basically where I was showing you guys the elevation of the whole community. Now, when you're there at the plot of the Oasis right now, you can see some of the Palmyra villas, around 60 to 70% already built. And right over here, we were seeing the Jumeirah Golf Estates community, and we saw that the Jumeirah Golf Estates community was much lower in terms of their elevation, and Oasis is much higher, and this is basically varying throughout the whole community. So this is another plus point in terms of the water flowing system that they have throughout the community. Now they basically have done a revision in terms of the whole master plan, and previously there were around 7,000 villas coming into the whole community, but now they have basically revised that number into 3,100 villas coming into the community. and that's already around half of what they have to offer. And with this new launch is probably going to be around 400 units, so it's going to reach around 2,000 units. So 2/3 of the whole community is going to be already sold out. There is no inventory left in all the previous launches which happened. So this is a very in-demand project. Now this is all of the previous launches which happened in the Oasis. We start off with Palmyra, Palmyra 2, and then we had Mirage. We had Palmyra 3, Latvia, the mansions that they had for the 6 bedrooms. And as you can see, the prices, they basically started from 8.5 million dirhams. And back then people were saying that, oh no, this is not a good price. This was an absolute fantastic price for that time. And right now today, if you look at the prices, they have absolutely shot up in value. And not a lot of people are basically selling their units right now. Even if you look at listings on Bayut.com or propertyfinder.com, you're going to realize that these are basically agents who have put the listings of their client's unit in order to basically generate leads and try to convert them into a different project, or basically sell them the Oasis in the future in off plan. But these are not proper listings. They're not qualified listings. They're basically only there to generate leads for agents, and that is it. And the reason for doing that is because you get high profile customers, especially for the Oasis type leads. And that's basically one of the main reasons they do that. Now, this is the new launch details that we have so far. So there's going to be a 4-bedroom with basement, and this is going to have an average built up area of 7,297, and we're going to have an average plot of 9,081 square foot, and we're going to have a starting price point of 14.5 million dirhams. Now, if you are getting into this community, it's best to have your budget of around 15 to 15.5 million dirhams in order to secure a unit, because it's very rare that you can secure a unit which is basically at the lowest price point. So usually it's better to have your budget above that. And secondly, we have the 5-bedroom without any basement. This is going to have an average built up area of 7,986 with an average plot size of 9,548 square feet, and a price point starting from 16.5 million dirhams for the 5-bedroom without a basement. Right over here, we have the 5-bedroom with basement with an average built up area of 10,359 massive built up area, and we have an average plot size of 11,500 square footage, which is an absolutely massive plot size as well. We have the price of 19 million dirhams starting for the 5-bedroom. Right over here, we have the biggest proposition that they have in this community, which is going to be the 6-bedroom with basement. This is going to have an average built up area of 12,859 square foot, and we're going to have an average plot area of 14,800 square feet. And right over here, we have the starting price of 25 million dirhams for the 6-bedroom with the basement. Now, this is basically a calculation that I have done for all the comparable communities that we have to the Oasis master plan by Emaar, and this includes other developers as well. So right over here, what you see is that I have basically taken the whole size of the master plan of each and every master plan which is comparable, like Dubai Hills Estate, Al Barari, the Acres, and I have basically divided that into how many units that we have, how many units basically we're getting, and what is the square footage we're getting per unit. Now, these are basically the numbers. Now, this isn't entirely accurate with each and every unit, but this basically gives us an idea how dense these communities are and what are they compared to the Oasis master plan by Emaar. So number one, we have the Nad Al Shiba Gardens, which is a fantastic launch. They have 3,000 units in the whole community, and they have a total area of the community of 22 million square footage. Now, we have to understand that each unit is getting an area of around 7,400. However, Oasis has 3,100 units with a whole community size of 100 million. Nad Al Shiba, they have 3,000 units similar to the Oasis with a total community area of 22 million. So you can just imagine the low density in the Oasis that we're getting. So this is one of the best and the lowest density communities right now in Dubai. Nextly, we have Dubai Hills Estate, which is actually bigger than the Oasis themselves, but we have 33,000 units in all of Dubai Hills Estate, while in the Oasis we have 3,100 units only. This, we're getting pretty much 3,588 per unit. Nextly, we have Al Barari, which has 2,500 units in an area of 14.2 million square foot, and each unit is getting around 5,680 square footage. Next, we have the Acres, which has 1,200 units with an area size of 20.8 million square foot, and each unit is basically getting 17,000. Next, we have District 1, which has 2,500 units with an area size of 44.8 million square foot, with each unit getting of around 18,000. Now, next we have the Jumeirah Golf Estates with only 2,100 units with an area size of 40 million square foot, with each unit getting around 19,000 square foot. And right over here we have Emirates Hills, one of the top communities by Emaar and one of the OG communities by Emaar. Right over here we have 1,800 units with a community size of 37.6 million square foot. Each unit is basically getting 21,000 square foot. Lastly, we have the Oasis with 3,100 units in the whole community with a square footage of 100 million square foot. This is a very, very massive community. When you go to the plot, you're going to understand how big of this community is. And right over here, we're going to have 32,258 square foot for each unit that we have in the Oasis. Now, another thing I want to quickly mention is that this area that you see, this basically border of the Oasis plot, throughout the whole community, this area might look small to you on the master plan in the whole bird's eye view, but this whole area is 200 meters, right? So 200 meters is a massive space. If you take out your phone and go on the measure app on your iPhone and basically measure 200 meters, you're gonna see that it takes a while for you to even walk 200 meters, right? And this is going to have a whole basically border and landscaping of 200 meters. So this is going to be absolutely beautiful. Before you even enter the community, you're gonna have 200 meters of beautifully landscaped areas. Now let's get down more to the numbers. So right over here we have the Oasis average price per square foot. It is going at 1,900 dirhams price per square foot, which is an absolute fantastic price per square foot if we do the comparative analysis with all the available comparative communities that we have in the market right now. So right over here we have number one as Dubai Hills Estate. This is basically going at an average price per square foot of around 3,750, and this is a price gap of 97.4%. Next we have Al Barari Residences, which is having an average price per square feet of 3,300. This is a 73.7% price gap. Next we have Nad Al Shiba Gardens, which is going at 3,000 price per square feet. This is a price gap of 57.9% compared to the Oasis. Next we have District 1 with a 4,000 price per square feet, and this is a price gap of 110.5%. Next we have Jumeirah Golf Estates. This basically has a price per square feet of 3,000. This is again a price gap of 57.9%. Next we have Emirates Hills of 5,000 price per square feet. This is a price gap of 163.2%. Now Emirates Hills is a fantastic comparable to the Oasis. It's a very similar community by Emaar again. So 5,000 price per square feet right now in this community is absolutely crazy, and we can easily expect for the Oasis to reach an average price per square feet of 3,650, being very being relatively conservative. Next, we have Talal Al Ghaf with the price per square feet of 3,500 with a price gap of 84.2%. Now, on average, I've taken the average of all these numbers and I've come out with the average of 3,650. This is a price gap of 92.1% between all the comparable communities compared to the Oasis. Right now, let's get more into the numbers so we can understand how big of a price gap this truly is. So right over here, this is going to be a conservative analysis. So the similar communities are trading at an average of 3,650 price per square feet. We'll take an average of 3,000 price per square feet, and the ROI and the ROE from this is 57.9%. And with going on with an 80-20 payment plan, this is basically an investment analysis where you sell at the handover. So the opening price for the 4-bedroom plus basement is going to be around 22.1 million dirhams with a price per square feet of 3,000 if we take that. And the paid amount till handover with a payment plan of 80-20 is going to be 11.6 million dirhams, and you will be taking home 7.6 million dirhams. Next, we have 5 bedrooms with a 16.5 million opening price, and this is going to have 26.05 million at the handover with a price per square foot of 3,000. Again, we're being very conservative. Paid till handover is going to be 13.2 million, and you take a profit of 9.5 million dirhams. Thirdly, we have the 5-bedroom plus basement. This is starting at 19 million dirhams. At sales price at handover, we can expect around 30 million dirhams. This is still very conservative, and we have paid 15.2 till handover, and we can take home 11 million dirhams in profit. Right over here, we have 6-bedroom plus the basement. This is basically coming at a price tag of 25 million dirhams. This is going to have a sales price at handover of around 40 million dirhams. Paid till handover is only 20 million, and you will be taking home 14.4 million dirhams. Now, these are fantastic numbers right over here because we're being very conservative with our analysis, and we can see at the bare minimum you will be taking a profit of 7.6 million dirhams. That is pretty much half of what you have already put in. So you will be getting a return of 50% right away at the handover. Second, and the maximum you can make is 14.5 million dirhams at a very conservative analysis. Right over here, we have a realistic analysis. Now, similar communities, they are trading at an average of 3,650 price per square feet. So let's take the same price per square feet of 3,650. Now, we have to understand that the communities that we have compared the Oasis to, not all of them are at the level of the Oasis itself. In fact, Oasis is the lowest density community out of all of them, which I have basically shown you with all the data that I have gathered. So this makes Oasis actually a bit different than all the other communities. So we can expect Oasis to perform better than the average of the market right now. And we also have to understand that this is going to be handed over in, for example, 4 years. So after 4 years, this average is going to go much higher, and we can easily expect to reach like 4,000, 4,500, 5,000 as an average of the market. And then we can look at much higher profits, but we will still be very conservative and realistic with our calculation right over here. So the ROE with 3,650 is around 92.1% with an 80-20 payment plan. Same thing over here. We are looking at a sales price of 26.78 million dirhams. You'll be taking a profit of 12.28 million dirhams for the 4-bedroom plus basement. Now, in the 5-bedroom criteria, you will be paying the same. Of course, the sales price at handover is going to be 31.6 million dirhams, almost 31.7 million dirhams, and you'll be taking home a profit of 15.1 million dirhams. You are pretty much getting almost 100% of your money back right away on the handover, considering that these price per square feet, it stays the same throughout the 4 years, which is very unlikely, and the prices are definitely going to go higher. Thirdly, we have the 5 bedroom plus basement, of course, with the same OP. And right over here, we are expecting a sales price at handover of 36.5 million dirhams. You will be taking home a profit of 17.5 million dirhams. Right over here for the 6 bedroom plus basement, opening price of 25 million dirhams, selling price of 47.42 million dirhams. This is a very massive jump, and you will be taking home 22.42 million dirhams right away at the handover, considering you sell at the handover. Now, we have to understand this price per square foot is very unlikely. The whole market is going to go much higher, and we can expect a much better price per square feet when we are going to be selling our villas. And we also have to understand that 60% of the whole community, the type of people that we are getting, are all end users. So this actually gives us an advantage in the market as well. As an investor in the market, there will not be a lot of units on the market for sale, so your unit can stand out in one of those units which are getting sold out for people who miss this opportunity and want to finally buy a ready villa. So you can charge them easily at 47.4 million dirhams right away and take a profit of 22.4 million dirhams. Now, this is basically the optimistic analysis that I have done. So when price appreciates from 3,650 price per square feet to 4,500 price per square feet in 4 years, this is very, very much possible. And the ROE that you'll be looking at is 171% with a payment plan of 80/20. The sales price of the 4 bedroom plus basement is going to be 34.3 million dirhams, and you'll be taking home a profit of 19.8 million dirhams, more than what you paid for this property. Right over here for the 5 bedroom analysis, you'll be paying 16.5 at the opening price. You'll be taking sales price at handover is going to be 39.0 million dirhams. You'll be taking home a profit of 22.5 million dirhams, again more than the OP itself. Now for the 5 bedroom plus basement, you'll be looking at a sales price at handover of 44.9 million dirhams, and you'll be taking home 26 million dirhams, and this is again much higher than the OP that we initially bought the villa for. Right over here, we have the 6 bedroom plus basement with a starting price of 25 million dirhams. Sales price at handover is going to be around 59.2 million dirhams. You will be taking home 34.2 million dirhams in profit. Now, this is also more than the OP itself. Now, these are fantastic numbers. Right over here, we can see that this is honestly once in a lifetime opportunity that the Oasis and Emaar is giving to you right now. So if you will be entering the market at these prices, these are very undervalued prices, only 1900 dirhams price per square feet, and easily we can expect these prices to be there, and we can easily be looking at these profits right over here. So these are amazing numbers, and if the number makes sense, the project itself makes sense. So this is fantastic for people who are going to be end using their villa, people who are going to be investing in this community as well. Now, let's say the market does not go high, and instead we are faced with a correction for whatever reason in the Dubai market. So I've basically made a doomsday analysis as well. So let's say a market correction occurs and the prices dip 30% from the average of 3,650 price per square feet all the way to 2,555. Now, still with the starting price per square feet of the villas in the Oasis, this is still a price gap of 34.5%, right? So you will still be in a profit. Same thing right over here. We can see our profits are slightly less considering you sell at handover. So we'll be looking at a 5 million profit for a 4 bedroom with basement, 5.69 million dirham profit for a 5 bedroom, 6.55 million dirham profit for a 5 bedroom plus basement, and 6 bedroom plus basement, we're looking at a profit of 8.625 million dirhams. So even in a case that the market price does dip and there's a correction in the market, that we are starting at such a low price that this market correction will not affect us that badly. We will still be taking home a fantastic profit from our investment. And in case you're buying this for end use, this is not going to affect you at all because you don't have any plans to sell it off. And this is going to be one of the fantastic villas in all of the Dubai communities. And Emaar is going to make sure that the Oasis is going to have that quality, have that quality, and have that luxurious villas that everybody is in the market looking for. I have made a collage of all the properties in Emirates Hills. So we can see that we have 6 bedrooms starting from 62 million, 62.5 million, 52 million, 62.5 million, 150 million, 159 million dirhams. This basically has an average price point of 63 million. Now these are all ready properties which have been existing for a while, and they also have been used by by people before as well. So these are very old villas that we're seeing into the market. They don't have that modern design. Some of them are not renovated. So we can see even then we're looking at a fantastic average price point of 63 million. This is a price gap of 142% in compared to the Oasis. Right over here, I have gathered the District 1 community. We can see the prices are also averaging around 53 million, 55 million, 52 million, 47 million, 36 million, and 51 million dirhams. This is also a fantastic community right in front of the downtown of Dubai with amazing Burj Khalifa views as well. So right over here we have an average of 53 million dirhams average price, and this is a price gap of 104% compared to the Oasis. Right over here we have Jumeirah Golf Estates. We can see the average price is 68.65 million dirhams, and this is a price gap of 63.58%. Now this is the community which is basically located right in front of the Oasis, and this is also where we were standing at the Oasis plot, and I showed you guys the elevation of the Oasis, and I showed you guys the Jumeirah Golf Estates community. We also have Talal Golf, which is located right next to it. So right over here we have the 4-bedroom with the basement, and this is basically the floor plans of the Palace launch, which is basically the last launch of the Oasis. The reason I have basically taken the floor plans from there is because the new floor plans have not come out yet. All the information will be out on 7 December and the launch will be on 10 December. Right over here we have the beautiful entrance, and we have fantastic formal halls. We have a show kitchen right over here, and we have the formal dining as well. We have an entrance from the garage itself. There's a driver room as well with the bathroom as well, and right over here we have the kitchen and the powder room as well, and we have one guest bedroom right over here. Now before going to the top, let's go to the bottom. This is basically the basement. Now this is an open space that you can see. It's open to the top, so even at the basement you will be getting fantastic sunlight as well. So it's not going to feel like it's away from the whole house. You can take a lift or take the stairs or come from here. So there's a heat pump and a small store over here. You have a family living room, you have a family dining room. Right over here we have the powder room, and this is the maid's room with the laundry as well. And this is basically the kitchen which you can use, and this is a dumb waiter. Now, that's a funny name, but this is basically used for example, if you have a private chef, they can basically cook at the bottom, and this dumb waiter is going to take that food and is going to basically elevate it to the top, and this is gonna come right over here. So for example, if you're having a party, you don't want too much noise to be in the kitchen at the top floor, you can tell your chef to be at the bottom floor and just send all the dishes through the dumbwaiter at the top floor, so you can have ease of access. You don't have to go through the stairs or the elevator to bring the food at the top. This is a fantastic idea. Now, of course, you have a massive swimming pool right over here with a massive space. This has a total area of 7,296. Now at the top floor, we have the bedroom at the right side, and we have a family study room. We have the master bedroom right over here with a massive walk-in wardrobe and the master bathroom. Right over here, we have the bedroom, and Of course, the fourth bedroom is at the bottom right over here. So for the 5 bedroom without the basement, you have an amazing entrance right over here. And you can see these are all basically floor to ceiling windows. So there's going to be a lot of natural sunlight coming inside. This is basically your foyer, and right over here at the right side we have the guest suite, which is another bedroom. Have a massive formal dining, a show kitchen, and a formal majlis as well. Right over here we have the kitchen, the powder room. There's a small corridor for the maid's room and her bathroom as well. And you can see there's ample amount of space right over here. We also have a driver room and the amazing sunken seating area and the massive pool. Moving on to the first floor, this is basically an open area which you can see from the top. We have the master suite with the attached balcony and basically the massive walk-in wardrobe and the bathroom. You have bedroom number 1, bedroom number 2, and bedroom number 3 with the walk-in wardrobe and the attached bathroom with all of the bedrooms. Right over here, this is the rooftop. You have a small lounge over here, you have bathroom over here, and a massive roof terrace right over here with also a dining room as well. This is the 5 bedroom with the basement. As you can see, this is an amazing entrance right over here. Amazing floor to ceiling windows with natural sunlight coming in. Now going down just the same way as we did in the 4 bedroom with basement unit is the same over here, and you get a much bigger space in the 5 bedroom plus basement. You have another kitchen with the dumbwaiter, the same concept that you can elevate your food to the top. We have a massive area right over here which you can use for multiple things. They have basically put a pool table, a snooker table, and right over here we have a powder room and a small room as well. Now this is one of the units that I really want to focus on because this is the 6 bedroom plus basement. You can see we have a massive grand entrance with a massive garage right over here with the driver rooms attached outside of your villa. As soon as you enter, you have the powder room at the right side with an open floor to ceiling right at the entrance, which makes it a massive grand entrance. This whole area is floor to ceiling windows. This whole area is floor to ceiling windows. This as well and this as well. So you can see that you will be getting a lot of natural sunlight, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. This area is going to be open to the basement as well, so you'll be able to basically see this side. And right over here at the right side, you have the formal dining, the show kitchen, the actual kitchen, your maid's room. You have 2 beds over here for 2 if you have 2 maids. You have the laundry and the bathroom right over here. You have the guest suite over here as well with the walk-in wardrobe.